tens of billions of dollars over the past 2 decades.
Pete Sepp is with the National Taxpayers Union, a watchdog group that tries to help expose wasteful government spending.
The money just needs to be managed better. We can't even contemplate things like returning people to the moon or to Mars under a government program until NASA gets its act together.
The National Taxpayers Union and another watchdog group, Taxpayers for Common Sense, are up in arms over this. Hundreds of pages of documents and analysis from the Government Accountability Office that shows the space program at NASA and at the Department of Defense are plagued with grounded satellites years behind schedule and billions of dollars over budget.
From the taxpayer's standpoint, most of these programs should just be stopped. We can't necessarily recover all the money that's been thrown into them, but we can certainly stop throwing more into them.
It is appalling at times, very appalling.
Christina Chaplin is a director at GAO. Chaplin has been studying spending inside the space program for years. She estimates only 1 in 10 space projects are delivered on budget and on schedule. Chaplin says the problem begins when the cost of space exploration is masked by bad accounting.
When you pull back on that, you see that there's a lot of poor planning, poor estimating, and a lot of other systemic things that drive those cost increases.
How much of a cost increase? Well, according to the GAO, one program designed to ensure effective wartime communication on the battlefield is nearly $1 billion over budget and 2 years behind schedule. Another satellite program created as a joint operation between NASA, the Department of Defense, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, designed to improve weather forecasting, is nearly 3 years behind schedule and more than $4 billion over budget. The first of these satellites is now not even expected to launch until 2012. In 2005, a member of the House Science Subcommittee referred to this satellite as, quote, a program in crisis. The worst offender, according to GAO, is called the Space-Based Infrared System. The satellite is supposed to warn the U.S. of an enemy missile attack, though it is more than 7 years behind schedule and $6 billion over budget. The GAO has listed it as a high-risk project. The Air Force hopes to launch the satellite in 2010.
It is outrageous.
Florida Senator Bill Nelson knows well the cost of space exploration. Senator Nelson flew on the shuttle Columbia in 1986. He was elected to the U.S. Senate in 2000.
This is the conundrum, because there are programs that we have to have. It's important to NASA, it's important certainly to NOAA, and it's certainly important to the Department of Defense. You have to have it because it's an early warning satellite on somebody launching a missile or doing an atomic test.
As for why this keeps happening, Chaplin says the government, who comes up with the project, and the contractors hired to build the satellite share the blame.
There's poor estimating and how long projects will take and how much they'll cost.
The group Taxpayers for Common Sense says, quote, a transparent, accountable budget is particularly vital in light of the troubled history of space acquisitions.
We certainly need to do our best to ensure that NASA is making the best use of its funds that has been given.
Fox 5 requested an interview with NASA, and although they declined, the acting chief administrator for NASA testified before a House Science Subcommittee about this issue.
We can do better, and I think when we put all these tools together, you'll see our performance improve.
Chaplin has issued a series of recommendations to NASA and DOD, and while she says many of them have been recognized, it could be years before any real progress is seen.
We haven't seen the outcomes get better yet.
Congress, though, isn't taking any chances. This week, Senators Nelson and McCain are working on a bill to hopefully curb some of the wasteful spending.
You have that reform going on here in the Senate and with the president in the White House insisting on it.
Until then, your hard-earned tax dollars will continue to support programs that are, according to some, lost in space. Beth Parker, Fox 5 News.